GED Math, multiply square root. Yes, you can. Question number 1. Multiply square root of 7 times square root of 7. The correct choice here is twice D. So every time you see square root of a number, multiply by square root of the same number, that gives you that same number without the square root. For example, if I have square root of 1 multiplied by another square root of 1, this is 1. Square root of 2 multiplied by square root of 2, this is 2. Square root of 3 multiplied by square root of 3, this is 3. So you have to understand that you take a square root of a number, which is this 7, multiplied by square root of the same number. Yes, we'll see that this is square root of 49, because 7 times 7 is 49. But what is square root of 49? It's again regular 7. So from here, you can get the answer directly. Yeah. So it will be a mistake if you choose A, because when that turns to 7, it has to be 7, regular 7 without the square root symbol. Or if you choose square root of 14, it's another mistake, because when they say square root of 7 multiplied by square root of 7, it's not that you add the 7 to 7. No. Okay, if you choose a C, you have to understand that square root of 49 is not 49. So it has to be regular 7. So no A, no B, no C. Let's see the next question. Multiply square root of 3x cubed by square root of 3x fifth. Okay, question like this, you have to understand that you can rewrite it as square root of 3x to the third multiplied by 3x to the fifth. So because the two numbers or the two expressions have the square root, we can write it as one square root. Now let's see. If you multiply numbers and the variables, you're gonna have 9, which is 3 multiplied by 3, and for the x, q times x to the fifth power, you get x to the eighth power. So you add the exponent. So you have to understand that when you multiply expression, like this, you add the powers. So now we know that square root of 9 is a regular 3. And the square root of 8x to the 8th power will be x to the 4th power. So understand that there is something called index. So the index for square root is 2. So every time you see something inside the square root raised to a power and the power is even, E-V-E-N, okay, so to find that with the square root is just to divide the power by 2, which is the case here. So you divide it by 2, you get 4. So you can understand that same concept as the reason we say square root of 9 is 3 is that 9 is a 3 squared. So because the index for the square root is 2, and we have an even power, which is 2 here, 2 divided by 2 is 1. Therefore, the answer will be 3 to the 1 power, which is 3. Or they say square root of, let's take any variable, okay, to the 10th power. So the answer will be y to the 5th power, because you take a 10 divided by 2, you get a 5. And you don't use the square root anymore, because that gives you that expression without the square root. So therefore, the correct choice here is B. Let's see the next question. Okay, we have a square root of 28 multiplied by square root of 7. Yeah, if you check with a calculator, you see that 28 multiplied by 7 give you that 196. But this 196 is not the answer. because this 196 will be inside the square root, but you have to simplify. Okay, but it's gonna be like more work to do. So a simplest way is that we'll try to break it down, the expression inside the square root, which is what? If you take a square root of a 28, do you know that 28 is same as a 4 multiplied by 7? And now we multiply this by square root of a 7. So this is tell you that you have a square root of a 4 multiplied by square root of a 7 multiplied by square root of a 7. So this square root of 4 times 7, we can write it as square root of 4 multiplied by square root of 7. And now we multiply by the other square root of 7. Now let's see what's going to happen. The square root of a 4 here gives you a regular 2. Now the square root of 7 multiplied by square root of 7 give you regular 7. And now if you multiply 2 by 7, you get 14. Yeah, remember again, this 14 is without square root because this is now a regular 14. So the answer is B. Let's see the next question. So we have a square root of a 3 multiplied by square root of a 3 plus square root of 5. So this time we have a parenthesis. So we have to remove the parenthesis. And to remove the parenthesis, we distribute what we have outside the parenthesis to everything inside the parenthesis. That means what? I will take a square root of 3. I will multiply by this square root of 3. So I have square root of 3 multiplied by the other square root of 3. Plus, I take the same square root of 3 multiplied by square root of 5. Square root of 3 multiplied by square root of 5. So distributing this help you to remove the parentheses. Now let's work it out. Every time I see square root of 3 multiplied by the same square root of 3, this will return to a regular 3. So 3 without a square root. Yes, you will say that, oh, this is a square root of 9, which is also good. But what is square root of 9 is a regular 3. So we can just write a regular 3 without using square root of 9. Now here we have a square root of 3 multiplied by square root of 5. So here we have two different numbers. So therefore there is nothing to do, which is just to multiply the two numbers. So we're gonna have square root of 15. Yes, this time we have a 15 inside the square root because we don't have the same number like a square root of 3 times square root of 3 where you're gonna say, oh, it's a regular 3. We only do that when it's the same number. But if it's not the same number and what you have inside is not a perfect square, to simplify that, so you just leave it in that form. So you have a 3 plus square root of 15. So the correct choice here is the last one, D, 3 plus square root of 15. And there is nothing else to do, because you cannot add the 3 to 15. No, they are not like terms. The 3 is without square root, but the 15 is with square root. So we cannot say, oh, it's going to be square root of 18. No. The answer, the final answer is just 3 plus square root of 15. Let's continue. So multiply and divide. We have a square root of 10 multiplied by square root of 50 divided by square root of 5. So let me write it down. We have a square root of 10. Okay. Multiplied by square root of 50 divided by square root of 5. There are many ways to solve this problem, but let's use one way. Okay, if you see all the 4 choices, there is no choice with a division or fraction. That means what? Probably this square root of 5 cancelled out with another square root of 5 in the numerator, probably. So for that, can I find square root of a 5 on top or in the numerator? Yes, it's possible. So look, if I have square root of a 10 and the square root of a 50, do you know that I can rewrite this as square root of a 10 multiplied by square root of a 10 multiplied by square root of a 5, everything divided by square root of a 5? Okay, let's explain it. The first square root of a 10 is this square root of a 10 here. Now, the other square root of a 10 and the square root of 5 are from square root of a 50. We know that 50 is same as 10 multiplied by 5. So I have a square root of a 10 multiplied by square root of a 5. Therefore, the square root of 5 in the denominator will cancel with this square root of a 5. So what left? I have a square root of a 10 multiplied by another square root of a 10. And we learned that every time we see square root of a number multiplied by square root of the same number, that gives you that same number without the square root. So this will be 10, regular 10. So the correct choice is C. Yes, I understand that square root of a 10 multiplied by square root of 10 is square root of 100. And if you see square root of 100, yes, that will give you again that regular 10, because 10 multiplied by 10 is 100. Okay. Overall, understand that practice makes perfect. So like the video, subscribe so you can get to the next video. Thank you.